Come on, get in there, guys. Get in. Hello, boys! I got satchel on all of them, man.
Yeah,
they can't cut that.
Behind
I just cleared it. I made them run away. That was perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, this is Jonas Anthony, CH Melchett, signing back in, and this time with something very exciting. At E3 last night, CA introduced Rising Storm to Vietnam. And here today to get a first impression view and talk about the details of the video is Tess. Say hi, Tess.
Yeah, good evening, afternoon, morning.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. And what Tess and I'm gonna do is like watch the video together here, get our first impressions, and then talk about all the different stuff that's gonna be in the video and what we kind of think about it. So here we go, Tess. Let's start it in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, and of course the classical music in there in the background. And
a bit of 60s rock.
And we follow those American troops going back in obvious Vietnam territory and
US Army.
Yeah, and it's actually Army. Yeah, it's not for sure. And they take some fire here, some very rapid explosions, and we see the Viet Cong. I don't think it's North Vietnamese Army. It looks like Viet Cong firing at them. And they are moving forward rapidly, you know. So
support.
Yeah, the Hueys coming in there. Very nice to see helicopters in this game. Very interested to see how they're going to be used. There we see the door gunner as well, you know, opening up. And RPG hit, and that thing is going down. Very interesting to see that. And our good friend there, the Cobra attack gunship coming in, like
sorting them out.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting how that's gonna work. Very exciting thing there. And yeah, and then we're gonna see a final map here with what's that? Tess, could you read the countries?
It was North Vietnam, South Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos and Thailand?
Yes. Oh yeah, let's start again. And now we're gonna look at here at some pictures, some screenshots you're gonna be seeing on the screen here, that you're gonna be seeing. And yeah, Tess, what do you see on number 1 there?
Looks like you've got your basic rifleman up as lead scout there. He's got M16.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed is actually that the M16 is used. And if my memory serves me right, it was in 67, 68 or something like that. That thing was introduced. And one of the other things that I noticed on that picture is that he's actually using the curved 30-round magazine. Have you noticed that? Like in many American war movies, they're actually using the short 15-round magazine.
Well, taking the 30 is sensible in a firefight.
Yeah, but it's just introduced late, so this kind of tells us that the period is going to be the later period.
Yeah, you get more fun stuff later period. You might actually think about that. You might, depending on the map, you might actually have be facing different forces. There might be some maps where you're facing Marines or the Army here. But there might be some maps where you're facing the Viet Cong or what was the other army? Yeah,
that was the South Vietnamese Army, the ARVN, and that stuff. The Army, South Vietnamese Elite Rangers.
I think we could be up with a lot of different uniforms and variants, which would be interesting to see.
Yeah. So next picture, would you explain to people what we see there?
Right, we've got 3 infantry there. One on the far left, centre middle, close right.
Yeah.
They're starting to take fire from the tree line opposite.
Yeah. One thing I noticed there is kind of the wide space of the map, as well as shown there. And the other thing is like the character on the right, you know, with the bandana. It looks like there is some sort of customization on that.
It could be the hero class. So it'll be interesting to find out. It could be. Actually, yeah.
And one thing, the guy in the middle is carrying an M60, like with the classic, you know, ammo belt around his body.
Yeah. So that's obviously the character's uniform, whereas in the previous, like Red Orchestra, Rising Storm, usually you get your standard model and whatever they're carrying is whatever they're carrying.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, not much to notice there. Could you flip to the next picture?
Yeah, you got the guy in the pointy hat. He's got his AK.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's obvious. That's obvious NVA. So not NVA. That's obvious Viet Cong, like guerrillas types. And that brings me back to kind of like the that we both hope to both see NVA, North Vietnamese Army, and the Viet Cong guerrillas. So kind of the classical AK-47 there. So let's.
I think there'll be a lot of these battlefields are going to be very noisy.
It will. There's going to be a lot of lead going down range. It's going to be what I thought when I saw the weapons were. Is this going to be like just a Red Orchestra, Rising Storm with both sides having MKBs? It's going to be assault rifle heaven.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still for us to see. Let's jump to the next one.
Yeah, you got the same guy in the pointy hat making a very fast escape from the incoming helicopters.
Yeah, and that's again come to one of the exciting points here I want to stress. Like, how is these helicopters gonna be used? What do you think? Is they gonna be flyable?
We've got there's two options.
Yeah.
One, it's your close air support. Your commander calling stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
The second of all is it's a tank. That's how it's going to be used. It's very easy to speculate. I'd love to be able to get in as a door gunner.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of communication needed with a pilot, because you certainly won't be able to lock out the other seats. But to be honest, although people will say that having a helicopter and a door gunner is going to be OP, overpowered, to be honest, one rocket and it's down.
Yeah, and that. But what I think is, the classical Red Orchestra map is way too small for a helicopter.
Oh yeah.
And what I think personally is, like you said, like it's gonna be an airstrike. You can get in supplies, extra troops. Like your spawn waves could get. In my opinion, it would be like perhaps you can actually make your spawn wave deploy wherever you want on the map, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you can fly people in.
Yeah, so people are coming in from the spawn area. Actually, they just spawn in the helicopter while it's trying to land, and of course, the enemy is gonna try and shoot it down, and you can, shoot out the sides and all that good stuff. That's what I think. So that's kind of the dilemma. How is that exactly gonna work?
Yeah, because I know in the Darkest Hour you had paratroopers you could just drop in. That's good.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's a lot of unanswered questions there. It's more excitement. But let's jump to the next one, man.
Yeah, here's the door gunner. That's hopefully that'll be me
with an M60.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be so awesome. Jesus Christ, if he can shoot out that side door. Exciting stuff.
Easy target, perhaps.
Yeah. The next one.
Yeah, and that's the that's one of the viewers there shooting me down.
Yeah, that's the Viet Cong guy, obviously, with a RPG 7. It's most likely gonna be the one used, and he's popping the rocket. So that's gonna be a whole new aspect in like the Red Orchestra Rising Storm series, like those kind of weaponry. It's again the firepower. So, as I said, you gotta be seeing M16, M4s, M60s. You're gonna be seeing the M79 grenade launcher, the thumper, like the run shot grenade launcher. You're gonna be seeing the
they called it.
Yeah, you're gonna be seeing the RPG-7. You're gonna be seeing the PKR machine gun, perhaps of course the AK-47, and much more. So there's gonna be so much firepower going down. What are your thoughts on the weapons there?
Well, I've just been looking through. There's so many weapons to choose from this era.
Yeah.
And I'm just having a look at the weapons now from what the North Vietnamese had access to.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the PPSH could make a comeback.
It could. All the Russian weapons were used, and all the American World War II weapons or Korea air weapons were used by the North Vietnamese army as well. So.
Yeah, you could even be shot down by an MP40. It's not out of the realms of impossibility.
No.
They were used.
Yeah. So let's jump on to the next one.
Next one. Now this is definitely from your commander. There's no way they're going to let you fly that around. There's far too much firepower in the Cobra.
Yeah, that's a Cobra gunship, and of course we can narrow in the time period there because the Cobra is a late addition to the war. So we are up in the late part of the war if you're going to see stuff like that. And as you said there, I really think that's like you can perhaps mark 2 marks. Like in my opinion, if you put down 2 marks on your map, and the Cobra is going to fly, in between there and engage that line. It's going to be interesting to see the application of Radio Man, because of course there's going to be a Radio Man running around with you, and that whole aspect of it.
Yeah, that'll require a bit more team coordination.
It will, because if you had a radio man just run up with the radio, your commander is going to be stuck with his, things hanging out in the air, not being able to call in anything. But again, it's going to be interesting to see how they are going to match with, because the North Vietnamese and again the Viet Cong were pretty underpowered in artillery wise. It's compared to the Americans with aircrafts from Thailand and aircraft from aircraft carriers and all that stuff. That is gonna be.
There's I saw on the Reddit there'll be rumours of the tunnels. You pop up anywhere and ambush the Americans. How that will actually be applicated in game, I'm not too sure, because if we're looking at the campaign screen next, as we all know, you could be attacking and defending either way on this map.
Let's jump to the next picture, the final picture you just mentioned.
Yep, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, South and North Vietnam. My initial impression is that you're going to have 2 territories in each area to capture.
Perhaps
10. That's what we're quite used to.
Yeah, and as I said, I've said earlier today, what I would like to see is one thing they had to do is the embassy map, the American embassy in Saigon. If all you viewers will remember the Tet Offensive at the later stages of war, where Viet Cong actually managed to occupy the American embassy for a while, with blowing holes in the walls and attacking. That's going to be a nice map, perhaps a new apartment style map. I would like to see a Hoi city up in northern part, where in an ancient city they fought over proper Stalingrad style combat.
I think that's an important message to bring up there. Vietnam, particularly that entire conflict, was very well known for the jungle warfare. That's something we've seen quite a lot in the Rising Storm 1, with a little bit of urban warfare, but not too much. But I think it's going to be really stacked, the urban combat. It'll be Red Orchestra style urban combat, and I think that'll be fantastic. Yeah,
especially, that's going to be awesome. Again, what I would really like to see another map. I would like to see an iron triangle map. Just that the Vietnamese had an underground system just 30 kilometers, something like that, from Saigon or whatever it was. Underground tunnels, kilometers. System where the Americans only discovered 5% of that during the war. That was a very fought over area. Of course, a Ho Chi Minh Trail map of some sort.
Yep.
A Khe Sanh map, if you remember that. The American Marine Corps base, where fire base surrounded Khe Sanh, close to where the French Dien Bien Phu map were. Dien Bien Phu.
Guys, please go and look up these battles that we're talking about on Wikipedia. They are quite interesting reads, particularly the French battle there. Yeah,
that's very interesting battles. Any more maps you could think of? Of course, all the special operations in now we see pictures of Cambodia and Laos and Thailand and those areas where they fought people, the Khmer Rouge types and whatever all those guerrilla factions were called.
But if we're looking at the similar battles around the 68-69 we've got things like the Battle of Hamburger Hill that might make an appearance.
Of course,
simply because of the name, it'll be
iconic.
One could be,
And we would see actually tank combat. Tanks were used, but primarily by the Americans. Of course, there were some Russian tanks used by the North Vietnamese army at the late stage of the war.
Yeah, it all comes from the Russia and Chinese supply.
Yeah, as everything in that conflict did. But so yeah, there is a lot of options here and a lot of ideas from us on what we'd like to see. A bit of concern perhaps about the overwhelming firepower if Red Orchestra and Rising Storm franchise is going to keep their like reliability on long range precision weapons and like the realism. It's gonna be dangerous in my opinion, because with an M16 or an AK you can hit pretty much up to 500 meters with iron sights easy.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a concern, but this almost raises more questions than answers for us, doesn't it?
Yeah. The only thing I can think of as a equalizer to that is suppression being a factor, much more of a factor than we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
So then it really will be close in with the enemy and destroy with grenades and bayonet.
Yeah. But of course that would be a shame for us that likes actually shooting back. I haven't heard of that many games where suppression were actually worked. I think suppression works in Rising Storm and Red Orchestra. I really think it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we're gonna round it off here, have you any final thoughts, Thess?
Afraid I don't. No. What about yourself?
Excited, a bit scared. It's new ground for. And I love the franchise. I love everything about it. So I'm, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be good actually to see a Vietnam game.
Yeah.
Which I think this could be very popular.
Do you have an idea about a date? That's where we're gonna see it.
Oh, I'd say close to Christmas, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds fair for me. So that's gonna be the end of Thess and me for tonight here, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please comment, rate, and subscribe the video. Thess and I have done a lot of commentating, or 2 battle commentating for the Total War Arena, and hope to see you another time. You can check it out on the Total War. What the fuck? Red Orchestra Arena webpage. So yeah, please go have a look there. So yeah, say bye to the people, Thess.
Yeah, see you later, guys, on the battlefield.
Yeah, bye bye.